And here we go. This is the start of the quarterfinals of the Battle City Cup. The knockout stages leading up to the final. In this match, we have Ishizu going up against Arkana. And this should be a very interesting match because both decks have very, very tricky methods of play. Picking out of the two of them, I would probably go with Arkana. I think his deck just hits a little bit harder, but this is literally anyone's match. I'm hoping that we get a really good match out of these two and we don't have like a one-sided whitewash. Alright, Ishizu has gone with Rock. She wins that little contest and she has elected to go first. Alright, let's see what she comes up with first. That's not a bad starting hand. There's Swords of Revealing Light, Angel 07, that's not too bad. There's Shining Angel as well. Exchange of the Spirit, that's a graveyard card. If both players have 15 or more cards, she'll pay 1,000 life points and they'll flip the graveyard with the deck. Alright, Shining Angel is played. That's when that's destroyed, you can special summon one light monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck in face-up attack position. Now note that in face-up attack position, that's the downside to Shining Angel. Okay, Arkana counters with Skilled Dark Magician. That's a pretty good card. Every time a spell card is activated, you can place a spell counter on it. When you have 3 spell counters, you can special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. There are 3 of them in Arkana's deck, Dark Magicians, and he has many ways of special summoning them as well. Alright, Shining Angel is destroyed. And that will pull forth not much, to be honest. She's gone with Spirit of the Heart. Arkana has already attacked, so it is safe in attack mode. So what do you do if you're Ishizu here? Do you activate your Swords of Revealing Light to keep your field? Angel 07 is a 7-star monster. There's Yugioh or Ishizu, or I'd say that's probably Yugioh. So, what is the best move here? If I was Ishizu, I probably would play Swords of Revealing Light, and she has. That will put a spell counter on Skilled Dark Magician, so she has to be careful of that. And when that's destroyed and sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, you can roll 1 6-sided dice. And it said you could special summon a monster equal to the dice in terms of level. I didn't catch if it was from the hand or from the deck, though, but Yugioh, that's not a bad effect. You can always get another monster for defense if you're being attacked. Drag down into the grave, that is... Okay, there's Ectoplasma from Arkana, so each turn they have to tribute a face-up monster. That's a strange... Okay, Mystical Elf has come to the field. I was going to say, that's a strange play because you're potentially sacrificing your Skilled Dark Magician, but he's played Mystical Elf, I think, to use from Ectoplasma, and it will allow him to get that Spirit of the Harp off the field as well if Ishizu doesn't play anything else face up. 400 points dealt from the effect of Ectoplasma. It does half of what the tributed monsters was. There's Muko. Activate only when the effect of drawing cards. Both players see the cards drawn. So drag down into the grave. That allows both players to look at each other's hands and they both pick a card in their opponent's hand and then send it to the graveyard. Alright, Angel 07 is to the field and drag down to the grave is activated. Oh, Magical Marionette, that's a good card. Old Vindictive Magician and Swords of Revealing Light as well. Well, I don't think Swords of Revealing Light is the issue. And Ishizu has gone with Magical Marionette. Magical Marionette is a very powerful card. It's decently strong, and if it gets spell counters on it, it can start destroying cards on the field, so you don't really want Magical Marionette floating around. Alright, the other cards in there, one was Old Vindictive Magician. That too can destroy a card, but it doesn't really matter for Ishizu right now because she's going to lose Angel 07 anyway. It will do 1250 points to Arkana, so that's a bit of a life point loss, and she still can't be attacked. So after an exchange of cards, Arkana doesn't have any monsters left on the field, and Ishizu has seen his hand. Arkana hasn't seen that Kelbeck yet. Arkana has gone with a face-down defense. I would say it is likely going to be Old Vindictive Magician, and there's another Kelbeck. Yes, Ishizu does have 2 of those cards that she used in the anime, because putting her deck together in terms of monsters was very tricky, because we didn't see a lot of her deck in Battle City, because her and Kaiba's duel was very, very quick. Because Kaiba ended up with a deck of 6 cards, and it is Old Vindictive Magician that's flipped up, so Kelbeck will be destroyed, so will Old Vindictive Magician. That effect is gone now. And Ishizu is still protected from Swords of Revealing Light, so, and she does have another Kelbeck, which is 1800 defense, so not a bad play, and she may be trying to get the decks up to that 15 card limit again in the graveyard, so she can flip the deck with the graveyard. Alright, turn number 8 here, and Arkana's having a bit of a think. We probably will see the having a bit of a think delay come up more and more as we go into Battle City, because the decks are a bit more technical. He has gone with a face-down defense. Possibly... I've already forgotten what he had in his hand. Oh, Blast Held by a Tribute. That's a good card, that one. If an opponent's monster was Tribute summoned and declares an attack, destroy as many face-up attack position monsters on your opponent's side of the field as you can, and inflict 1000 points of damage for each one. Alright, Kelbeck comes to the field in face-down defense. Having them face down will bypass the effect of Ectoplasma as well. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, that Ectoplasma card. Alright, Arkana did put... Okay, Magician's Souls. You can send up to 2 spells, traps from your hand or the field to the graveyard, draw that many cards. If this card is in your hand, you can send 1 level 6 or higher spellcaster monster from your deck to the graveyard, then activate one of these effects. One of them is special summon this card, and the other one is draw 2 cards, if I'm remembering that correctly, from Magician's Souls. And Magician's Souls has come to the field, and you did see a Dark Magician went to the graveyard there as well. In fact, that might have been what the other effect was. Yeah, if this card is in your hand, you can send 1 level 6 or higher spellcaster monster from your deck to the graveyard. So a Dark Magician being in the graveyard means it can be special summoned in a few different ways as well. Monster Reborn as well. You can always bring back that Dark Magician. And there are other spell cards. Pay 1000 life points, special summon 1 Dark spellcaster monster from your hand or graveyard. Dark Magic Veil, perfect play from Arkana. He got the Dark Magician to the graveyard, then played Dark Magic Veil, and now he has a Dark Magician on the field. Now if that Dark Magician attacks, Blast Held by a Tribute is on the field. Unknowing to Arkana, because he didn't see Ishizu's hand, like Ishizu saw his when Drag Down from the Grave was played, there's Yugioh as well. So Arkana with a massive attack force, has Swords of Revealing Light as well. Now Ishizu is really in trouble here. She has got no cards in her hand, and she is staring down a massive attack force. And Arkana looks poised, ready to attack, but she does have that. Blast Held by a Tribute. Apprentice Magician is flipped up. If this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower monster. Another face down spell or trap. Now Kelbeck, a monster that attacks this card, is returned to its owner's hand. So Blast by a Tribute won't have an opportunity to activate. It's the only card that could have destroyed Kelbeck as well. So Arkana unknowingly has actually spared his Dark Magician. He'll be able to summon it back to the field by a Tribute next turn. So he thinks that he's played it perfect. He thinks he's played it perfectly here, which he pretty much has, but Ishizu, she has that just sitting there ready, poised to attack. Oh, that's a bad draw. Dispel. decides to play it anyway, and decides to get rid of Swords of Revealing Light. That only had a couple of turns left. She could have gone for one of those face-down cards, but she's elected to go for Swords of Revealing Light. Now, the thing is, Arkana is probably going to resummon that Dark Magician, and he's probably going to attack with it. And that's exactly what he does. Tributes Magician's Souls and Apprentice Magician. Dark Magician has come back to the field, and as soon as that attacks, Arkana is going to have a very nasty surprise. And Arkana is going to think that he's safe to attack here as well. Now, Yugioh's effect, it's a quick play during your turn. You can put 1,000 points onto another monster in exchange for Yugioh, so Arkana has attacked with that first. And Dark Magician has just attacked, and Yugioh's effect will now be able to activate. So Arkana can tribute Yugioh and put 1,000 points of attack onto the Dark Magician, which would have left Ishizu with just 300 life points, but Blast held by a tribute is activated. Arkana would have lost Yugioh regardless, but he will lose Dark Magician. And although because Yugioh went off the field, he has saved 1,000 life points as well. It was a good move to attack with Yugioh first, but that is a massive loss for Arkana. He's now only got one card in his hand. Ishizu, though, she doesn't have anything left. She really needs something quick. She is getting close to that 15 card graveyard limit, where she would be able to activate and flip the deck into the graveyard and the graveyard into the deck. She just drew Keldo. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, select 2 cards from the opponent's graveyard and add them to the opponent's deck. I don't know about her playing that in attack mode, but I guess with him only having one card, you take that risk because you want to get his life points. You want to get his life points down. 2 cards. What does Arkana have? Has he drawn anything to be able to defeat? All he has, Mystic Tomato. Not a card you would usually attack with, but it's strong enough to destroy Keldo. If she played that in defense, that would have survived, but she really went for it all there, electing to attack, because it could have been possible that Arkana had high-level monsters or only magic and traps, and he would have been prone to another attack next turn, and if she drew another monster, she would have got the win. So it was worth the risk, and she really needs a clutch draw here. Oh, and she gets it. Dunam's the Dark Witch. That's an 1800 attack, and she might be able to mount a bit of an offense here. She'll be able to attack Mystic Tomato. Now, Mystic Tomato does have an effect. You can special summon one dark monster with 1500 or less attack in face-up attack position, so it's like that Shining Angel card, just for dark monsters instead of light. Really is a battle of light versus dark in this duel. So what will Arkana pick? Oh, Magician's Robe. Good card. Very good card. The whole purpose of Magician's Robe is to use its effect to get another Dark Magician to the field. Alright, main phase 2, off into end phase. Arkana now 2 cards in his hand. He can't destroy Dunam's Dark Witch with Magician's Robe by attack, but its effect, it can very easily call a Dark Magician to the field. There's Malice, Doll of Demise. That's a 1600 attack. It's an interesting move to play that in attack mode. Draw. Oh, bad draw. Guardian Angel Joan. It's a good card, but... Alright, okay, there you go. Magician's Robe's effect was activated. It is during your opponent's turn when you need to activate that effect. Discard a spell card, and Dark Magician has come to the field. And now, only 12 cards in the graveyard. She's not close enough to being able to activate that trap. Dunam's the Dark Witch is now standing on the field all alone. Guardian Angel Joan is a 7-star. It's a very good card. It's got the effect of Kestis of Dagla, so if Guardian Angel Joan attacks and does life point damage to your opponent, you will gain life points equal to that damage. So it is a very good card, and I put it in the deck for Ishizu, mainly to pay homage to when Serenity had that duel against that one of those big 5 from Kyber Corp. Guardian Angel Joan did play in one of those duels, so that's why I added that to Ishizu's deck, because I wasn't going to go and create a deck for Serenity, given that little arc with Noah, which happened halfway through the finals. And it looks like this is going to be it. Dark Magician will be able to destroy Dunamis the Dark Witch. 13 and 7 will be 2,000, along with 700. Well, Ishizu will get another turn in. She won't run out of life points from the attack. That Magician's Robe is a very good card, especially for a deck with Dark Magicians in it. Because he could literally get another one if there was another Dark Magician in. Okay, there's Shining Angel. But it looks like it will be over for Ishizu this turn. With only... Oh, actually, no, if Dark Magician attacks, depending what Arkana plays, if he plays anything, if he plays another monster, if Arkana... Oh, Magical Blast. Inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each spellcaster monster you control. And during your draw phase, you can also send that back to your hand instead of drawing a card. Oh, Dust Tornado. Arkana's had that card on the field since the beginning of the duel. And he's played it right there, and he... Oh my god. He's just played Dust Tornado, I guess because he thinks that the duel is over. Shining Angel's effect is going to activate. And there's another Shining Angel. Ishizu was one turn away from being able to play that card, because if that oh, what's it called, that trap card, the one that flips the deck in the graveyard, she would have 14 cards if that was still on the field, and she could attack... Oh no, she couldn't, she hasn't got enough life points. Either way, damn, she got so close. She got so close to being able to summon it. Now, she's got Demise King of Armageddon. She has also got Queen Ruin of Demise or something it's called. She's got 2 ritual cards in her deck. Even though the theme is kind of, do you put that in Ishizu's deck? Given her family history and the light and the darkness, the other ritual card that is sort of similar to that, the King of Armageddon, the Queen of Oblivion, actually I think it might be called. I put them both in her deck. 1 to strengthen her deck, and 2 to have that light versus darkness feel going in her deck, because she is a light and she is always battling the darkness. Anyway, Ishizu has been defeated in a very, very close match that really could have gone either way. Quite an enjoyable match as well. We saw great strategies from both players. However, Arkana does get the win, and he is going to move on to the semi-finals. Let's pull up the tournament bracket and have a quick look at our quarterfinals going into our semi-finals. And as you will see, Arkana won this one, so he will advance. And oh, I've just lost it on my screen. There we are. So Arkana has defeated Ishizu. Kyber and Odeon next. Who do you pick out of that? That should be an absolute smasher of a game, given the quality of the match that Odeon and Mai gave us. There's also Rex Raptor and Seeker. That'll be interesting to see if Exodia can be summoned again. And then it is Yugi and Mako. So good matches coming up. And in the terms of the Duelist Kingdom season, we have also started that next round as well. So tomorrow we will also see Yugi taking on Rex Raptor in Duelist Kingdom. So a lot of Yugi and Rex Raptor duels lately. Not by choice, more by coincidence than anything. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate the comments. I see them every morning when I wake up as well. And it's what's giving me the inspiration to keep the series going. The series has been a lot of fun so far. I'm not going to stop anytime soon, but knowing that people are enjoying this too just makes it all that more worthwhile. Wherever you all are in the world, stay safe, take care, farewell.